Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to crochet a holder for your water bottle. Okay, so let's talk our game plan. We're going to begin with a circle and crochet in the round until we make our base, and then we're going to be doing a chain stitch. We're going to be making this net as tall as we would like, and then you can finish it off with a border that matches your base. Then we're going to be making our strap. Now this strap is really, I just love it. I think it's very, very pretty, and I think it goes nicely with the mesh. So to make your bottle holder, you'll need cotton yarn. I used Peaches and Cream Stripey, and today I'll be using the colorway Spring Blue Stripes. You'll need a 4mm crochet hook and a stitch marker, and of course scissors and a darning needle. All right, so to begin, we're going to make a magic ring. Into that magic ring, we're going to be placing half double crochets in rounds to make our base. So to make a magic ring, you'll take your yarn and place it over 2 fingers. Hold the yarn down with your thumb. Wrap the yarn around your fingers and make an X. You're going to place your thumb over the center of that X. Turn your hand over and use your ring finger to hold the yarn down so that you have 2 strands of yarn over your fingers. You're going to take your hook, place it under the first strand, and grab that second strand, the one that's closest to you. Bring that yarn under the first and twist your hook. When you twisted the hook, you should have felt the yarn here moving. That's the yarn that you want to grab with your hook. The strand that moves is connected to your skein of yarn. So we're going to scoop that yarn and pull it through the loop that was on your hook. Okay? So that made our magic ring. You can pull the tail to kind of snug up your ring a little bit. It makes it a little easier to hold on to as you're placing your stitches. Now into this ring, we're going to be placing half double crochets. A half double crochet is done by wrapping the yarn around your hook, placing your hook into your ring, grabbing the yarn and pulling it through the ring so that you have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to take your hook, yarn over, and pull your yarn through those 3 loops that are on your hook. And this is a half double crochet. Okay, now I'm going to use a stitch marker throughout my work because I always do. And I'm going to be placing that stitch marker right into my first stitch. That's going to tell me where I began so I can count my stitches better. Wrap the yarn around your hook, place your hook into the ring, grab the yarn and pull it through the ring. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through those 3 loops that are on your hook. That's our second half double crochet. Yarn over, place it into your ring, grab the yarn and pull it through the ring, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull the yarn through those 3 loops. Okay, so we're going to create 10 of these half double crochets. Okay, here is our 10th half double crochet. Now I'm going to take the tail and I'm going to pull it through. You can straighten your tail out there and then pull it to bring your ring in tight. So let me show you how to count your stitches so that you know that you have 10. If you turn your work over, you'll see that you have these little V's. Each of these V's is the top of 1 half double crochet. So we'll start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the first one that we marked makes 10. Okay, so we're going to go ahead now and close our ring by joining our stitches with a slip stitch. So I'll take my hook, place it into this first stitch under both pieces of that V. I'm going to pull my yarn through and then through the loop on my hook. Okay, so now I've closed my circle, and we'll chain 1. I'm going to cut my tail a little shorter. It keeps getting in my way here. Okay, so now what we want to do, this was round 1. For round 2, we're going to be placing 2 half double crochets into each of the stitches that we made in round 1. So we're going to place our first 2 into the stitch that our slip stitch is coming out of. Yarn over, place your hook into that stitch. This is our first half double crochet, and I'm going to mark that with my stitch marker, and I'll place another one into that very same place. Okay, and into the next stitch I'll place 2 more. We're going to be doubling our stitch count. So our first round had 10. Round 2 will have 20 half double crochets. Okay, so I'm coming up on my last 2 stitches here. That would be 19 and 20. Okay, so I would, and I still do, go through at the end of each round and count my stitches, because if you made a mistake or missed a stitch or added one too many, it's going to throw off the rest of your work. So I always find it's worth the time to take to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, great. So we're going to join by placing our hook into the next stitch, pull the yarn through and pull it through, and chain 1. All right, so that was round 2. Now what we're doing for each round is we're doing what we call increases. When you see a crochet pattern, you're going to see increase on there, and all that means is that you're placing 2 stitches into a space rather than 1. Okay, so this next round is going to be putting in a half double crochet and an increase. Okay, the second round was all increases. This third round will be a half double crochet and an increase. I'll show you what I mean. So where we slip stitched, we're going to place our half double crochet, and I'm going to mark that. And the next stitch is an increase. An increase just means we're going to put 2 into 1. Okay, so that's will be 2 half double crochets into our next stitch. Whoopsie. 1 and 2. Okay, the next will be a half double crochet and then an increase, meaning 2 half double crochets into that next stitch. Okay, next is a half double crochet and then an increase, 2 and 1, half double crochet and an increase, 2 and 1. Okay, so this entire round, round 3, will be a repeat of that same thing over and over until we reach our stitch marker. Half double crochet and an increase. All right, so that completes round 3, and we should have 30 stitches. Because we started round 1 with 10, each round will increase by whatever number your beginning round was. So this was 10 in round 1. So round 1 is 10, round 2 is 20, round 3 would be 30. So we'll count through, make sure we have 30 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Okay, so we're good to go, and we will join with a slip stitch. Now, you might be wondering, how big do I want to make my base? Because you might have a different size container than what I have here, and you want to be able to adjust your size to whatever particular bottle you want to make. So what we're going to do is we're going to make rounds until our circle here fits our base. So at this point, I'm going to be placing, it's hard to kind of get this underneath here, one more round at least, okay, because I want it to cover the base of my bottle. Now I don't want to make it bigger than the bottle, because then we're going to be maybe risking our netting being too wide. So I'm going to make one more round, and we'll take a see how that looks. Okay, so that was round 3. Round 4, we're going to have 40. So I'm going to increase, but now what we're going to do is we're going to place 2 half double crochets and then an increase. So we'll place a half double crochet into the slip stitch space that we just came out of and mark it, and another half double crochet. There's 2 half double crochets here, and then an increase. That just means, remember, 2 in one place. I usually try to say in my mind, in for the first one, and then crease for the second. That helps me keep track of my increases and my stitches. Okay, so I have 1, 2, and an increase. That just helps me, because if I'm counting 1, 2, and then 1, 2 in one space, 1, 2, and 1, 2, I get confused on which 1, 2s I'm at. So if I just call my increases increase, it works every time. All right, so here is 1, 2, and an increase. 1, 2, increase. Okay, so we're going to continue this all the way around until we get to our stitch marker. I will see you there. Hey guys, this is Future Maggie. As I was editing the video, I noticed that my round 5 did not record. So I wanted to jump on real quick and just show you how we're going to do round 5. It is simply just doing a half double crochet into each of the stitches that you've already made. So we've done increases from round 1 through 4. Rounds 5 through 8, there'll be no more increases. We're just going to do 1 half double crochet into each stitch. What that's going to do is start building our sides up, okay? When we're not increasing increases the size of your circle. We stop with the increases, and now our crochet will start coming up and build some walls, okay? So for rounds 5 through 8, just put 1 half double crochet into each stitch around your circle. Okay, I'm coming up on finishing round 5. I'll go ahead and double check my counting. Sometimes I get thrown off by this last stitch whether I need to make one or not, so I'd rather be safe than sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. Okay, good. Join with my slip stitch. Chain 1 And now I'll do another round because I want to build up the sides. You can see how it's starting to curve up already with that first round, okay? You can honestly make this as tall as you like. It just depends on how much base you want and how much netting you want. All right, so continue this. I'm going to go ahead and do rounds 6 through 8, and I'll get back with you once I've done that. Alrighty, so we just finished up with round 8. I'll join with a slip stitch, and we'll begin round 9. So for round 9, you'll start by chaining 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now you'll need to count 4 spaces over from your chain, 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th space we're going to be placing a single crochet. Okay, and now we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With our first chain we made 6 because this first chain here is going to count as a single crochet when we come back to it, okay? So from here out is chain 5s. We're going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th space we're going to place a single crochet, putting our hook into our stitch, pulling it through, yarn over, pull through the loops on your hook. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, into the 4th space, we'll place a single crochet. Chain 5, skip 3 and into the 4th, 1, 2, 3, into the 4th, we're going to place a single crochet. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, into the 4th, place our single crochet. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, into the 4th single crochet. All right, we're going to keep on going until we come back to our first stitch. So we're back to the beginning, and into our first chain we're going to slip stitch. Place your hook into that stitch, draw through, draw through. Okay, now we need to slip stitch again into the next 2 stitches. 1, 2, and that's going to bring us towards the center of our chain here. Now we're going to make a single crochet. All right, that brings us together for round 9, and it gives us a starting place for round 10. We're going to be continuously building round after round in this same manner. I'll show you again on this next round. So we single crocheted in the center of this loop. We're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we come over to the next loop and place our hook into there and make a single crochet. This is going to begin our netting, okay? Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this first loop we made of the next round, I want to mark that. Stitch markers are going to save you a whole bunch of headache if you use them, because it's going to help you keep track of your rounds. Okay, we're going to take our hook, go into the next loop, and place a single crochet. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into the next loop, single crochet. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so now we'll join round 10, and you'll do that by placing your hook into the first stitch that we made and make a slip stitch. Okay, then you'll slip stitch into the next 2 chains. There's 1. The first few can be a little difficult, but bear with it. And then the next 2, and then we'll place a single crochet. Okay, this is going to help bring your work up to the next round. So we'll chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to go into the next loop and single crochet. Now you're going to want to move your stitch marker so that you know this is the first loop in the next round. We're on round 11 now. This was 9, 10. We're starting round 11 with a chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go into the next loop and make a single crochet, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from this point on, we're just going to keep repeating the same thing round after round. We're going to be going into the next loop with a single crochet and chain 5 all the way around until we join up with the first loop of this round. So let's go ahead and do that, and when we get around to our stitch marker, I'll show you again how to make that join. All right, so I've come back to our stitch marker. Now I need to join round 11, and the join is placing my hook into the first stitch and joining with a slip stitch. And then slip stitching into the next 2 chains, 1, 2. That brings us to the center of our loop, and we'll place our single crochet there. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Join the next loop with a single crochet, and we move our stitch marker up 1 to mark the beginning of round 12. Okay, so we're going to continue that until you get your netting as tall as you like. I made 14 rounds of chain, so I will get back with you when I am up to round 24. Okay, that would be total rounds of 24. Starting here, counting to the top, I'll have 24 rounds. I'll see you then. Hey guys, just wanted to check in with you and show you my progress. I also wanted to point out, if you haven't picked up on this pattern yet, that your stitch marker is going to be the loop that you're going to be joining in. Okay, so that helps you see that when you come to the stitch marker, you're going to be placing your slip stitch into the single crochet and then 2 slip stitches into the first 2 chains on your loop, and then you're going to place your single crochet at the top. chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come over to the next loop with your single crochet, and now you're going to be moving your stitch marker, and this will be the loop that we join right into this single crochet here, and we're going to be slip stitching 1, 2 and single crochet into the third chain in your loop. Okay, see you soon. Okay guys, so I think I'm going to stop here for the height of my holder. I'm placing it on my coffee mug because honestly I'll probably use this more than a water bottle, which I know which is healthier, but let's be honest. All right, so I'm going to stop mine here. Now you'll notice it's a little short. We're going to be placing our border at the top, and don't forget that once your container is full of fluid or liquid, it's going to pull on your stitches and make it a little longer. Okay, so I would suggest that when you are trying your sleeve on here for size, that you use a full bottle or container that you're making this for, because you'll see as I'm well, I guess you can see, but as you hold it, the weight of this is going to stretch your stitches. Okay, keep that in mind too when you're making your strap. Before you decide that you're finished with the length of your holder or your strap, you're going to want to try it on with some weight in it. So just for reference, let's see how many rounds I went. I've been giving a round count for you, but honestly this pattern is adjustable. You make it any size that you want. Okay, let me go through. The easiest way I found to count is to look for your thicker rounds, the ones where you put your slip stitches in. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 completed rounds. Okay, this is going to be my 14th here. Okay, so we slip stitch into our first stitch. We'll close it with a chain. And now what we need to do is start bringing in the edge. We're going to gather it with some double crochets to make our top border. I did 1, 2, 3 rounds in this particular holder here, so I'll do that again with this. So right now we've completed total 24 rounds. From our first one to this last bit of mesh is 24 rounds. So I'll go ahead and place 3 half double crochets into my first chain space here. 1, 2, 3, and I do want to go back and mark that first space with my stitch marker, and oh my gosh, I've lost another one. I lose stitch markers all the time. I found this little stitch marker kit on Amazon. It's a lifesaver, let me tell you, because I'm always losing my stitch markers. I'll put a link in the description box below if you're interested. I think there's like 150 or something in here. And it was only like, I think $5 or $6. So I'll link that down below if that's something you'd like to order for yourself. All right, so I'm going to place my stitch marker right here in my first half double crochet. Oh, hello, here it is. I should not use the same color as my yarn. They're too hard to see. Let me take this one out and use the yellow one, easier to see that. All right. So into each chain space, we're going to place 3 half double crochets. I will meet you when we come back to our yellow stitch marker. All right, so I'm back to my stitch marker, and I will join with a slip stitch. You should have 30 half double crochets all around your border. Okay, slip stitch to join, chain 1. Now I'm going to go around another 2 times for 2 more rows. That should give me a total of 27 rounds. This was 25 plus 2 more rounds will be 27. So we'll place our half double crochet into that same stitch as our slip stitch was in. Mark it with our stitch marker, and I will meet you back at the end of round 27. Okay, so I've come back around and I'm going to join my last round with a slip stitch. And now let's talk about the strap. In order not to make this video too long, I'm going to make a half double crochet strap, and then I will link above here a separate video on how to make this strap if this is something you want to try to take on. Okay, so for the simpler, quicker strap, what we'll need to do is place 5 half double crochets into our top border here. So I've joined with my slip stitch. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to place a half double crochet into my slip stitch space, and then 4 more. So I'll have 5 half double crochets across the top of my work. There's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now I'll chain 1 and turn. So we've been working in rounds, now we're going to be working rows, okay? That's our first row of half double crochets. I'll place a half double crochet into the stitch that's next. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1 and turn. We're just going to keep on doing this until the strap is as long as you want it to be. For my beginner crocheters, sometimes finding this last stitch is kind of difficult. It wants to turn. Again, this is where your stitch markers are going to be real handy. It's going to really bring your stitch up so that it's so much easier. You see how much easier it is to see that V now? And you'll see here, I did not use my stitch marker. Many people would be tempted to put their stitch here, but that's not where you want it. When you turn this over, you'll see the V here. That's where you'll place your hook, under this V. I'll pull it up like that. And having a stitch marker in there will have already had that up and easy to see. All right, guys, so I'm going to stop my strap short just so that I can show you how to attach your strap when you get it as long as you'd like it to be. So our strap is 5 stitches wide, and our rim here is 30 stitches wide or around. So if we subtract that, that gives us 25 stitches left to place our strap in. So divide that in half and you get 12 and a half. So what I'm going to do is count around from my strap 12 and then 12 from this side, and that 13th stitch will be the center on the other side of your strap. Okay, that way you'll have your strap centered. Okay, so what I want to do is attach this strap so that I don't have a big bulky seam on the outside. In order to do that, if you take your strap and you turn it so that you have right facing the right facing side of your work, okay? So right side to right side, so that means I'm going to turn it upside down like this. Okay. Now, I want to show you, it's good it worked out this way. I wanted to show you this. When we're crocheting, if you're right-handed, you're going to go right to left. As it stands now, this last row here is on the left. My hook would be on the left. So I have a choice. I can either add one more row to bring my hook to the right side of my work, or I could remove this row so that my hook is on the right side of the work. For time purposes, I'll go ahead and just remove this one. Okay, so I have my 3rd stitch and my 13th stitch lined up. I'm going to take my hook now, and so that I don't have, again, I want all my rough side on the inside of my work. I'm going to line up my stitches, and I'm going to place my crochet hook from the back to the front of my work. Then I'm going to put my loop on it, and I'll pull my loop through my work. Okay, that's going to make sure that all of my knots and things are on the inside of my work. All right, from here I'm going to chain 1, and now I'm just going to make a single crochet in each of these stitches through both pieces of my work. Okay, so I'm going to go right back into the same spot just because I really like to have my work secure. It's going to take a lot of pressure, this spot, so I want to make sure it's nice and snug. So single crochet here, place my hook into the next stitch on the other piece, single crochet, go through both the strap and your holder to each stitch, making a single crochet. And my last one, and a single crochet. Okay, cut myself a tail, pull my work through, and then I'll just go ahead and sew in my tail. You see from this side how you don't have this seam, it's all on the inside, and now the outside of your strap looks nice like the other side. All right, so there's your strap made. You can make it as long as you like. You can make it so that it fits over your shoulder, or you might even make it a little longer so that it's cross body. If you do want to make the crisscross strap, I will put the link to this video up above here and in the description box below. If you have any questions or need me to clarify any of the instructions, please just leave me a comment below. If you found this helpful, please give the video a like and consider subscribing to my channel. You know, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified the next time I post a video. See you next time. Bye-bye.